and welcome to my next episode of To Christ podcast. And today I have a very, very lovely guest who I happened to just find by chance on Instagram, and she's absolutely lovely. And when I put this to her about me doing this podcast, she was like, we're talking something completely different, but she was like, yes, I would love to come to the on the podcast, and I'm so happy to have you here. It's Kay from Kay Cosmetics.
Hi.
Owner
Hello.
of Kay Cosmetics.
Yes, thank you.
And look at her skin. Testament.
I try. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I know you have your own podcast, so like you said, it's unusual for you to be on the guest side of the sofa.
Yeah.
But you'll be all right. If you want to take control, it's fine. As the spirit directs. If the spirit says take control, okay, go ahead. Okay. I'm quite happy.
I will.
Thank you for coming on. I always try and mention on every podcast, just so that people know the incentive behind it is, as in the title, is to Christ. It's just to encourage people who want to come to Christ, who are on their way to Christ, who are still in the journey to Christ, to keep going. This is non monetized, so I'm not monetizing it, and it's self-funded. I'm funding it myself because I'm not trying to make money out of it. I'm trying to just get the message out there for anyone who needs to hear it and for anyone who wants to share it.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here. So I hope somebody gained something from this or any of our other episodes.
Sure.
And you're going to share your story with us today. Well, let's start off with when did you first meet Christ? When did you first develop your faith? Did you grow up in a Christian household, or is it something that wasn't really there in the family and then you found Christ by yourself? Where were you before?
So it's interesting. So I grew up in a Christian household. We didn't go to, we would go to church like occasionally, like, oh, let's go to church today.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. But when I got to 13, it was quite a pivotal age for me because my parents divorced around that time. I've got an elder brother and a younger brother. Well, I've got a couple of younger brothers, but those two, just above and below, were troublesome at that time. So I was kind of left to my own devices.
So you're like the middle child type thing?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember going out with friends and we were just on the bus talking about the Illuminati. I have no idea how the conversation came up.
A random conversation.
It was so random. But I got so scared, like just hearing about it. And I was like to my friend, I want to go to church. And that Sunday we visited like a local Catholic church. And I was like, I don't know
you and
about
your friend?
this. Yeah, we visited the church. I was like, I don't know about this one. And then I found a church near my house. I visited, and that day when I was getting ready to go, my dad came around the house and he was like, oh, you going to church? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, I'll come with you. I was like, oh, okay. And then visited and ended up staying at that church for 4 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I gave my life at that church.
Wow.
And
At 13?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing that you, at that age, despite peer pressure, despite everything, you were still able to recognize that, well, I need
Yeah.
God.
I don't even know what made me think of it, but just hearing about
Illuminati.
everyone always laughs, but that's what happened.
I think maybe everybody should start hearing about it. So if it would direct us to go and turn our lives so that we are protected,
Yeah.
then it's a good thing. But I think the fact that you were able to recognize that to protect yourself and your life, you needed a higher power. You
Yeah.
needed God. That was good at that age.
Yeah.
I think that had to have been an inspiration. It's not something that a teenager of that age would normally just immediately think about.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even go that deep. They just laugh about it and forget it.
Yeah.
So that was really good. So obviously before that you were still a child, so you hadn't gotten up to any wildness of life. I hope. You seem like you were a good child. Oh,
You know.
you have to give us one story of
One
something.
story.
Something that you did that you think back and you think, that's not something I would do now.
Well, me and my friends, we did have a time
Yeah.
where we were smoking.
Oh,
And then around 13, 14,
does your
we were
mum know about this?
She does now. Not at the time. My brothers didn't even know at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then we were like, oh, let's quit smoking now. And we were like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Oh, so you and your friends are quite sensible then, it sounds like.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we don't want to get addicted. So we are like, okay, let's stop.
Good.
I don't
Do you
know.
know, when I was 15, I had a similar, no, 13, I had a similar experience. I'd gone to the cinema with my friends and we'd gone to a movie that was a 15. And we
Okay.
tried to get into an 18 and they wouldn't let us because obviously they could tell we're not 18. Then we got into a 15, even though we're 13, they thought we were 50. So we got in and we sat at the back and one of the girls brought out cigarettes, started smoking and passing cigarettes on. They were all passing cigarettes on and gave me one. I was like, no thanks. And I just got up and I walked to the front, all the way to the front. And they were like, where are you going? I was like, I'm not only not going to smoke with you, I'm not going to have your cigarette smoke in my clothes. So when I get home, my father and my mother would think that I've smoked.
Yeah.
Actually, it was just my father then. My father would think that I've smoked and I will get the beating of my life. Whether I'm innocent or not, it doesn't matter. Evidence of smoking is there. If I say I didn't smoke, say, why were you smelling of cigarettes? So I moved all the way to the front.
Oh, wow.
And it's amazing how you can do something at that age and you influence other people. Because a lot of teenagers think that they have to follow the trend.
Yes, yeah.
They don't realize that if you step out, that they might follow you
Yeah.
in the right direction. So when I went to the front, straight away, within 2 minutes, they all put the cigarettes out and they all came and joined me at the front and stopped smoking.
Yeah.
So like with you, it just took one person saying, let's give up now. And you stopped.
Yeah.
It's good. We need that. We need teenagers to be like that. So when you found Christ, do you feel like your life changed immensely? Because at 13, there wouldn't be that big a change. But did you feel like there was a change in your life?
So initially, I would say so I was going to a New Testament church. So it was mostly older people. So my mum started coming, my younger brother started coming. So it was good. Like the whole family started going to church. But I would say I was definitely one foot in, one foot out. So I'll be in church, praise and worship, singing in the choir and everything. Not that it was fake to me.
Yeah.
But I would still want to go out
Yeah.
with my friends,
Yeah.
house parties and things like that. It wasn't until I got to, I would
That's
say,
not necessarily bad though.
yeah.
It depends on what you're doing at the parties. And what they are doing at the parties.
yeah.
And what, let's forget it, yeah. It's maybe not. Maybe not,
I was on the edge.
Yeah.
I'll confess. But it wasn't until I got to about 18, 19. By that time, I joined my second church, and I was there for 9 years. And at that church, I don't know what, I went to like a church camp for the first time. And when I got home from that camp, I was just a different person. I was waking up, reading the Bible. I had deleted all secular music off my iPod. Like I was completely different.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'll say that experience is when I really gave my life.
Gave your life.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's funny. Okay, you're my third guest. What I've found is the similarities in our stories is just crazy. So, you being the teenager who decided you wanted to go to church and your family followed, it's the same thing that happened in my house.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I used to go to church. I used to be a Mormon, and I was a staunch Mormon, very, very, very devout. I did everything to the book, strictly. And then when I left the church, I just had this emptiness where I felt like, where do I go now? And how do I worship? Even got to the point where I questioned whether God really exists or not.
Okay.
Because I had to pray to ask whether, is this church that I'm going to, is it actually true? Is it, is it what they're teaching? Is it true? And I didn't receive an answer to confirm it to me that it was. I know other people have received an answer that it is, but I didn't. And then at that point, I was like, well, are you real? Does God exist? Is this all a hoax?
Yeah.
What's going on? And I got an answer that God was real. I got an answer to that prayer, which I'll go into when I do my own story. So I knew. So I continued praying. I continued living my life as a Christian person would. But I just didn't go to church at all. So for years now, I've not gone to church. And then all of a sudden, Lizzie, my older daughter, she's going to uni this year. And I just realized that I haven't equipped her enough to go out into the world, to have her own conviction of Jesus Christ and the protection she can have, the guidance she can have. I haven't done enough because we haven't been going to church. We do prayers and I teach them how to be a good person and about God, but they haven't been going to church. So I prayed
Yeah.
that God would help us find a church and help me to have that passion for him again.
Yeah.
And within 2 weeks, Rachel came home and said, I want to go to church.
Oh, wow.
And my friend goes to this church. I want to go. And she said, I'm going on Sunday. I said, if you go on Sunday and you like it, we'll start going. Because if anybody would have been a problem for us to go to church, it would have been Rachel.
Oh, okay.
Lizzie would just do what I say.
Yeah.
She might not. She'll be like, why though? Okay. She'll go. Rachel will be like, no. that would have been Rachel. Those are their personalities. But Rachel was the one who brought it. And I said, God knew why he made it Rachel that brought it. Julie also said God spoke to her through her children as well. So a lot of things she's received through her children. And I feel like God does that through the children a lot. From what I'm seeing, he's brought us to him through Rachel. I've had answers to prayers through my kids, through things that they've said out of nowhere. I think that's really important, especially now. There's like a revival going on in the UK, where Gen Z are really turning their lives to Christ.
No, it's true. Actually, yeah. I've seen it online a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot, and it's amazing. It's wonderful. I love it so much because when we're all gone, at least maybe there's a hope for the world after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that. So going on to turning your life to Christ. So you had not like a big dramatic moment. It was kind of a soft thing, and then you turned your life to Christ. And then your camp. Rachel's going to camp this month. So I'm really excited for her to go and to see how she comes back. So I'll tell you. I hope she'll have an experience like yours.
Yeah.
So do you feel like since you turned your life to Christ that your whole outlook has changed in everything, not just being a good Christian, like with your business and interacting with people? How has it changed you?
So we're talking, this has all happened, I guess, nearly 15 years ago now.
Yeah, in case people can't tell, you are...
I'm 34.
She's 34 years old. She's not a baby. So she has a baby face and baby skin.
And a baby voice. Yeah, so there's just been so much journey between that time. So like I mentioned, I gave my life seriously, I would say, at around 18, 19. And then I met my husband 20. We got married at 21. Had my first child, 21. And then we were at that church for...
Did you meet him at the church?
So same church, different branches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we met in church.
Okay.
And then we left that church 6 years ago.
Okay.
So I would say throughout that time, solid. I was singing, leading the praise and worship. He was doing, his stuff in church and everything. I would say that point when we left the church 6 years ago to now has been a period of understanding my own relationship with God, because it's like, I guess when you're in a place, you're used to being around the people, you're used to the routine.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a Christian. There's no pushback. There's no struggles. It's just, that's my life. I go to church 2-3 times a week. I go home. That was our lives. So leaving there, it was like, okay, because we had a bit of a rocky, I would say, experience when we left. I had to say I've had a personal encounter with God myself. Yeah. So even if things didn't work out at this church, we're struggling to find a new church, no one can tell me God's not real.
Yes.
I have my faith, I have my morals, I have my understanding of Christ. Yeah. So that's when I really understood what it meant to live out a Christian life in the world, I guess, because we're in the world, we're not of the world. But it's easy to say that when your whole community is just in the same church. Yeah. So it's been an interesting experience this last, I would say, 6-7 years. And I would say I just love God. Yeah. And it shows up in my business. It's not something I like to speak about online, funny enough, just because it's very personal to me. Yeah. And
Same here, really. Yeah. Until this.
Yeah. And it's so funny because since our conversation, I've been thinking, like, am I doing the right thing not speaking about Christ online? But I just see things and I'm just like, I'm not going to argue about my faith. Like, I believe this, that's it. We're not going to get in. You're not going to ask me, oh, so what do you think about?
And I don't need to convince you.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
So I just live it, and then people say, oh, are you a Christian? Yes, I am. I'm proud of my faith.
Exactly.
But yeah.
There's this quote that I said that I read somewhere. I'm probably going to paraphrase it completely wrong. That says that if you're convicted of being a Christian and they can't find evidence of it, then you're not doing it right. Something like that.
Okay.
That people should be able to see, like you've said, people see how you live and they say you're a Christian. People should be able to tell from the way you live your life. So I want to just quickly go back to being a teenager, because in case you guys don't know, we don't have like I give a little list of questions that we may go through before we come to the podcast. Yeah. But we don't have scripts. We don't have, so all the questions I'm asking, she didn't even look through the questions I sent her in the first place. But all the questions I've been asking so far aren't even part of the questions I sent anyway. So things just come as they come. And like we said, we like it to be led by the Spirit.
Yeah.
So you're answering the questions. But to mention about the teenager, that's really caught me because of my girls. So that's really caught onto me. And is making me very hopeful for my girls as well, because I obviously want them to have that. And they are feeling it. They're feeling it. They're getting there. On Sunday, this Sunday just gone, all three of us were in tears from the sermon at church. You know, it was really special. And because a lot of teenagers might think that they're too young, or, you know, or they might feel like they want to, but their friends aren't.
Yeah.
So they don't want to.
Yeah.
So what was it that made you able to decide, I'm going to do it? And despite what anybody else might have said, you still went ahead. Because like you said, it's not that easy living in a world where everything is, you know, like the house party. And you're trying to live a Christ-like life. So how do you do that as a teenager, especially as an older teenager, where your friends are doing stuff that you know you can't do as a Christian? How did you cope with that?
So this is the thing. My eldest just turned 13, and it's something that I'm even trying to figure out. Okay, how do I replicate that for her from this age? And I honestly don't have a set answer. I think a lot of it is down to the church that I joined. So in that church, it was mostly run by youth. So it was, the eldest were probably around 23.
Oh, wow.
And we were all leading the services. The pastor was an adult.
Yeah.
But we were, you know, running the praise and worship, running the ushering, running the behind the scenes and everything like that.
Amazing.
So that's why I mentioned, because I was in that environment, it was relatively easy for me.
Yeah.
So I think the church that you're in plays a huge role, because if they can see everyone in their circle around their age are living out that lifestyle, because that's what they've been taught to do or encouraged to do by the leaders, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
And what I've found is, not to criticize any churches, but I think a lot of older churches, quote unquote, should really pay attention to the youth.
Yes.
Don't see them as youth. I've been to a few churches and it's like, oh yeah, the 24-year-olds, oh, they're young. At 24, I had I was married with two children.
Yeah, you were a full-grown adult, functioning adult. Yeah, exactly.
And I think if the quicker they pay attention to that and they see these 15, 16-year-olds that have a community as well.
Yeah.
As you get older, the amount of friends you have, the amount of people that you interact with decreases.
Yeah.
So there's less chance of you being able to like bring someone along with you that would encourage you to keep going, because you've got your friend with you that will come. So I think it's that finding the community.
Yeah.
And just diving into the community, or encouraging your child to dive into the community. Oh, they have a Bible study. Oh, you should go to the youth Bible study, or the midweek, or the camp.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, or the conference. Bring them to the conference. When my children were a lot younger, I would try as much as possible not to bring them to conferences because I wanted to
concentrate.
I can't concentrate. I'm hungry.
Yes.
I need to go to the toilet. But now I forced to say, okay, at least this day, this night, you're going to come and see.
Yeah.
They'll see people praying and like in the spirit. And I'm like, sit down, calm down. But they need to see these things to just know that it's normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it becomes a part of their base, their core understanding.
Yeah.
And then it just develops on that. So yeah, I think the church, number one, has a big part, and just them finding their community. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you so much. When you went to the camp, are there any specific experiences that you had at the camp that you would say it was at this point that I really knew?
Yeah.
Anything
So
specific?
that church that I went to was one of the more extreme. It was extreme.
Extreme
So
in what sense?
we
Please?
would go to bed at around 9:10. We're back at 4 for prayer.
Eh?
Yeah.
Ah.
So
If it was my
was-
Richard, there's no way.
It was intense. Yeah. And it's so funny because the first night I went there and a few of my friends, it was our first time going. So all the young people, they were like, oh yeah, I can't wait. And we were like, what is this? What do you mean we have to get up at 4?
4 a.m.
Yeah, I was very anti. I couldn't even believe it. I was so angry. I'm being honest. I was so angry.
And they kept you up till 10.
Mm-hmm. I was like, what is this? I'm tired. I'm hungry. We had food, by the way, disclaimer.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I'm not even a night person. Yeah. So by the second afternoon, because it was like preaching, I don't know. It was just, I started to see why people were enjoying themselves, and then people would like to wake, you know, keep everyone lively. There'll be a lot of praise and worship.
Okay.
And I've always loved worship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a singer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when all the young people were like going to the front and dancing, I was like, oh, okay, I'll join in.
Yeah.
Then I'm dancing. And then it's just that energy
Yeah.
was really contagious.
Yeah.
So by the end of the 3 days, I missed it. When I got home, I was like, because by day 2, you're not really checking your phone. There wasn't
Yes.
much reception anyway.
Yeah.
You just missed that environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So you didn't feel sad that you were back, did you? Like,
I was
just wanna
like,
go back.
it was so good.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was just, it's like, you
And it
just had
wasn't like
time
it was
away.
so good because you were doing
Activities.
fun things. It was good because you started feeling the spirit there, and you
A
started
lot of prayer, a lot of worship.
yeah.
The teaching as well was
Yeah.
breaking down the Bible, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's different branches, so you're meeting new people your age. It
Yeah.
was nice.
And it's only once a year they do these camps, is it?
That
I
one
feel like they should send kids
yeah.
there like once a month.
every holiday.
Every holiday, send them. Let them go and change their lives, wash out whatever they've gone crazy with for the past few months,
Yeah.
bring them back home. I can't wait for Rachel to go and experience it. Lizzie's not going because she says she's too old for it. She isn't. She claims that she is. But I get the feeling that she's getting to the point now that she's thinking that maybe she should have signed up to go. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated if she does decide to change her mind and go or not. If you were looking back, if you could speak to yourself again as a teenager, whether a young teenager at 13 or whether when you were 18 and you really gave your life, is there anything that you would say to yourself then? What would you tell yourself? Talking to yourself as a teenager. With what you know now and all the experiences you've had.
I mean, I'm someone I always say I don't like to regret. But there were some key, I would say, mistakes that I made, particularly between 13 and I would say 19. And it was just because I wouldn't say I felt alone, but like I mentioned, my brothers were keeping my parents occupied.
Yes.
So yes, I was going to church, but it was like, okay, my friends, if I didn't have them, I didn't really feel like I had someone. So it would just be to say, this church thing, like, just take it seriously because that's going to sustain you as you get older. I wish that, I don't know. I learned a lot between that time. I was still engaged at church, but there's just a few things that I wish
that you had been more serious with church, with sticking with church.
Yeah.
Do you know that's for the years I didn't go to church at all, I thought that I didn't need to. So I was like, I don't need to. I've got my relationship with God. I pray, I commune with him, and I live a good life.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to church. I fall asleep anyway. I used to fight to stay awake. Oh Lord. And I pretend that I'm just listening. I'm like this. I'm sleeping. It's the time when you wake up and you nod your head like you were not sleeping, you were listening in deep concentration. And when I decided that we were going to start going to church because of Rachel, I wanted God to give me that passion and that to be able to go to church and feel something when I'm there.
Yeah.
And we got that at this church. Every week I cry. Every week there's something I hear that directly relates to something that I've said or prayed for or gone through that week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I get times where I'm like, God, am I the only one that you are seeing in this church? Because it's like, it's only me that, like, to the extent that, for example, I had one of my meetups, my gallivanting things, and a lady came for the meetup for the first time. I've never met her before. And normally when people come in, I give them a hug. I give everybody a hug and welcome them to the event. And this lady came in, and she came in, I wanted to give her a hug, but she gave me her side, like she was, and she quickly moved off, and I was like, oh, okay. And then she sat down. She didn't say much. She didn't say anything throughout the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
She listened. I could see she was taking it in, and she listened. And it was a mindfulness event that we had. So she was listening. She was taking it in, but she didn't say much. And when she had to leave, she got up. She said, "I'm leaving." I said, "Okay," but and I was thinking to myself, "Oh, should I give her a hug or I don't know? Me, I have rejection sensitivity. I don't want to try." And then she would push me away. So I got up to kind of, see her, and she just turned and walked off really fast. I was like, well, I guess no. Okay. And then she left, and then I thought, oh gosh, I judged her as, oh gosh, like if she comes to other events, I might be uncomfortable, I went to church the next day, Sunday, and when we done praise and worship, the pastor came up and he said, and he put the title of his talk. Not everyone's a hugger, and that's okay.
Oh wow. No.
And I'm serious. And I sat there and I was like, what? I took a picture of it because I said, if I don't take a picture of it, nobody will believe the story. I took a picture of it. I'm like, what?
Wow.
So every day in church, I'm like, is it only me that's in this church? Because why? Or is everybody having issues with people that didn't hug them this week? Because why? Why is it? Do you know what I mean? There was another one where I said to God, I want to start a podcast. And I'm really excited about it, but I want you to let me know first whether it's just an idea in my head or whether you've put this idea in my head.
Yeah.
And if you've put the idea in my head, I want someone to say podcast at church today.
Oh, wow.
That was on that Sunday morning. I got to church. The pastor got up and said, today I'm going to talk to you like it's a podcast. There are some lessons that you don't learn, either because you're not tuned in, because you're so engrossed with life and everything that's going on. And church is where you can just let it all go and just sit down and take it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just busy. Like, I wish I could have the feeling of Sunday every week, every day of the week now. For somebody who thought I didn't need to go to church. Now I'm like, if I'm in London on Saturday night, I would get home. There was one I got home at 2:30 in the morning because I wanted to make sure that I was there in time to go to church on Sunday morning. So for anybody who's thinking they don't need to go to church or churches are somehow, you just need to find the right one. I tried a couple and I didn't feel right. You just need God to help you find the right one.
Yeah.
There's something special about being with people who believe the same.
Yeah. And I think that everyone has a home. I think that's so important because you can go to a church, everyone's, in it, happy, but that's not your home and you'll feel it.
Yes.
But then sometimes we can misinterpret that as in, maybe church isn't for me. You just haven't found your home.
Just haven't found the, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I thought when I had the first two and I didn't really, only tried to. I only tried because I like sleeping on a Sunday morning. Sunday morning sleep is different. It's differently. I like my sleep. So getting up to go to church, it has to be somewhere that I'm feeling something. So for anybody who has kids and the kids say they want to go to church, take it seriously. Take it seriously because like you've said and you've shown and with my experience as well, it's it could be the change. Yeah. It could be the change that we need. So finally, it doesn't have to be finally, we've talked about other stuff, but is there any advice that you would give people, anybody who's watching today or listening, anyone who's searching or anyone who's already there and they might, like me, feel like there's something missing, like I did, and they don't really know, what advice would you give or whatever words you'd like to share with anybody?
I would just say follow your convictions. So for me, that looked like me personally, I could probably go to most churches as long as the worship is 10-10. That's what
That's for you.
that's for me. But for my husband, it's not necessarily the worship, it's the preaching has to be solid and make him think. So follow your convictions. What it sounds weird or bad, I don't know, but what is not most important for you, but what is it that touches you and gets you, and follow that. I would say first of all, it depends on how far you are in your journey, so you'd understand like sound teaching. We're not gonna get into that. Okay. That's a whole other thing. But I'd say follow your convictions. Like I said, when I first got serious, and then another thing was the truth behind hip hop. I watched that. Okay. And that's what made me stop listening to.
Oh, really? Yeah, I need to watch it then.
Yeah. I mean, now some things have made their way.
It's the way we change the lyrics of the hip hop songs. We're like,
sometimes it's done well. Sometimes I'm like, no. Let's
just not try. Like,
but my convictions, they do mostly center around worship. So I went for a period of time where I wasn't singing in the praise and worship. So because I never used to drink alcohol at all. That 9 years at the second church, I got, into my glass of wine on a Friday.
Time,
And then when I got back into being in praise and worship, I was like, okay, maybe a Saturday, but let's let it go a bit. Okay. Yeah. But that's my personal conviction.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge anybody. If I see you drinking, and it's,
exactly.
You're not convicted on that.
Exactly.
So I think we all have our personal convictions, and I personally think they're tied to our callings as well.
True.
So that's one thing I say, follow your convictions. Trust your convictions. If someone says, oh, you're being a bit extra, that's your personal conviction. Stick with that. And I think that God will lead everything else.
That is beautiful. Thank you. That's touched me, actually. What you've said, that's really touched me. Is especially what you said about if someone says you're being a bit extra. That's your conviction. That's your thing. Yeah. So people think you're extra, but it's just because that's the thing that God has given you, put in your heart. I remember when I left the church, the Mormon church, and my family is still in the Mormon church. My mother and my sister, everyone's still in the Mormon church. So for me to leave was a big thing. Like, it was big. Everybody thought, oh gosh, she's going to hell. So people think that I will be against them going to the Mormon church because I no longer believe in the Mormon church. But it's completely different. I feel like, and I also don't feel like they should condemn anybody else.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you get that from some churches, that anybody who doesn't go to that church isn't good enough. So, and the feeling I get is that everyone, just like children and people, learn in a different way. Yeah. Everyone has a place that they receive the Spirit the best, and they receive inspiration, they've received the message of God the best. Yeah. Everyone has a different way that they hear God. Yeah. And that might mean a different church to somebody else. And it might mean different church to what your whole family is doing. Yeah. That the way I've received things from this church now, where they play drums and they sing and they play guitar, and my daughter said it's like a club. It's like going to a rock concert, like the praise and worship is, we're singing, which is polar opposites to what I did before, where we just sat down and we sang hymns.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was so different, but I'm receiving inspiration here. Not that I didn't receive then. You can receive anywhere, but I feel I receive more here. I do receive more here, and I am more receptive here where I am. So, like you said, we just need to find the right place. Yeah. Find the right place, and that you can call home. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I feel like I've talked so much because you've said so much that's really got me thinking and remembering stuff, and I've just talk.
No, it's been good. I've enjoyed.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really happy you could make it, and it was lovely to finally meet you. Yeah. And I hope we will meet again. and then we'll chat some more because this podcast has started off with, somebody said to me recently, she said, he's going to be a guest. She said, in the future, if God leads you to do more with the podcast, then so be it. And that touched me. I was like, it's possible that we'll discuss more things to do with God and Jesus Christ and our faith, other than just the conversion stories.
Sure.
Because that's what this is based on. But there might be more to come from it in the future.
Yeah.
Which if God directs us to do that, then great. But this is what I haven't even shared. I'm going to do another whole episode where I'm going to share the whole experience that led me to this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll book another session with you, hopefully, and we'll have more chats.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for sharing everything. It's really been inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been inspired and uplifted. I hope you've made the decision that you're going to find a family to bond with spiritually, and a home where you can feel like you're part of the family there. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please recommend and share these episodes to friends and family, anyone that you feel may benefit from it, and let them hear our voices and our testimonies. As we said, the only reason we're doing this is to share our stories with you so that you can be uplifted, not for any other reason. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode of To Christ, Our Conversion Stories. Thank you.